So the editor-in-chief for our 6th anniversary wanted to do something very different, and the idea is to present the paper as a normal day's reporting, but strictly in print, do visuals. So the stories will be available, the written stories will be available online. We're attempting to tell the stories through pictures only for the entire paper. That is a fascinating challenge to have put forth, and it's kind of a once-in-a-lifetime dream for most photo staff to try to do something like that. So you've got some interesting challenges when you're doing an all-photo edition, like pages like the letters page, which wouldn't necessarily normally have photos on it, or some stories that we don't traditionally illustrate, court reporting, things like that. So immediately we had to set forth with kind of coming up with an idea on how we approach the challenges, brief the staff on what we're trying to achieve.
So I guess there are plenty of different tools that you use to put a newspaper together, whether that be words, pictures, graphics. When you take a major part of that out being the words and just use photography and just use graphics, it has to change the way that we as a picture desk work. For example, there's no point in us going and photographing a portrait of a doctor to illustrate a medical story. So the planning has to begin right from the beginning and has to start with the editors of the different sections through to the editors of the photo editors of those sections. Working with the reporters, working with those editors to make sure that we have the access, have the time, so that the photographers can go in and actually tell a story.
The second thing that we're doing in conjunction with our anniversary is a photo exhibit. The exhibit will be in Abu Dhabi and then move to Dubai, and it will feature the best or our favorite 40 photographs taken over the last 6 years. That started with me sitting in a room for about 7 or 8 days and literally reviewing over 400,000, I believe it was, images, essentially every image that we shot in the last 6 years. Narrowing it down to, I believe I ended up with about 1,400 images. That was kind of the broad edit, and then narrowing that down again to 40 images. Just about every photographer that has been on staff here is represented. It's a really interesting broad range. It's a really interesting exercise for a photo editor to do in kind of looking at what your coverage has been like over 6 years, how it's changed, the changes in the stories that you're doing, the changes in the coverage, where more resources are going to, and things that I can now bring back and help kind of improve and get us, heading back in the direction that we want to go in. You continuously make course corrections as you go along, but having that ability to step back and look at 6 years of work gives you a completely different perspective on where we are visually and where we need to be going. So that was fascinating.